Okay. I know it's been a minute since you guys last saw me, but welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jabulile Muketi and we talk all things sports on this channel. Well, I got another exciting episode for you guys. We're going to talk about March Madness, NFL offseason, and the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that post notification so that you are notified whenever I upload a video. Well, let's get into this video. Well, this time of the year is always different. I mean, the air, I don't know, it just has got a little bit of madness in it. March Madness. This is a tournament where collegiate athletes, particularly basketball athletes, compete for one trophy, which is to be crowned the national champions of their sport, which is basketball. And let me tell you, this year has not disappointed me one bit whatsoever. This tournament separates the kids from the men, separates contenders from pretenders. It is an elite show. And men, this is where our reality show really comes for us. As for women, I know it must be driving you absolutely crazy that there's always constantly sports on front of your television. I got some word of advice for you ladies. If you ask that man for his wallet, he will probably just give it to you without fussing whatsoever. Some little bit of retail therapy for you ladies. But let me get into it. I mean, we're going to start off talking about the double-digit teams. I mean, when you go down from 10 downwards, these teams have not disappointed, with 11 seed Texas going to the Sweet 16 in their March Madness run, which is quite mind-boggling because I didn't have Texas going past the first round, and now they're in the Sweet 16. That's just mind-boggling. And the 12th seed, as I said before, is going to be the team that pulls off the biggest upset, which was High Point, which already pulled off the biggest upset of the year, which was mind-boggling. Let me just ask a question. Does anybody have a perfect March Madness bracket yet? Mine got ruined in the first round. I'm not particularly pointing at any people, but UNC Chapel Hill, like, what was that all about? Like, I know you don't like Duke fans, but like, damn, I had you guys winning the first game. Ruined my chances of a perfect bracket, but what did I expect? UNC Chapel Hill. But let me not sidetrack from all of that. And Duke managing to get that victory. But Florida already got knocked out of the tournament by 9th seed Iowa Hawkeyes. That is mind-boggling. And going to the other side of Iowa State, the Cyclones knocked out the Kentucky Wildcats. This is what this tournament is made of. This tournament is not about whether you're the 1 seed or the lowest seed. Everybody has an equal playing field, and it's open season for that national championship. And top seeds are good. But one thing I would like to add, they are not unbeatable. Another conference that is looking dangerous, and they still have got teams in there, is the Big Ten. They got Illinois, Michigan State, Purdue, and Michigan are still in it too as well. And they all made it to the Sweet 16, which is serious depth heading into that Sweet 16. And it's going to be an entertaining one. Big Ten could easily produce champions too as well within this tournament. March Madness is one of those things where close games equals March chaos, and I absolutely love it too as well. Close games equal to March chaos. 1-point games such as High Point beating Wisconsin 83-82, which was an upset I didn't even see coming. 2-point games such as TCU's win over Ohio State. Small margins are deciding everything within this March Madness, and I am all for it. I absolutely love it. I mean, The one thing that I would like to point out is the Arkansas Razorbacks too, which yesterday, by the time of this recording, they beat High Point to send them packing back home. But the one thing that goes to show is that John Calipari is winning this messy breakup between him and the Kentucky Wildcats, because wow, this Arkansas Razorback team is looking like a legit championship contending team. Especially they just won the SEC championship, and now they're coming into this March Madness. They have not lost any steam whatsoever, and John Calipari is just evident of what kind of coach he is, because when he left Kentucky, everybody thought he was washed. The program didn't want to do anything with him, and he just continued that same momentum to Arkansas, and look at them right now. The next point in this whole March Madness tournament is that mid-tier teams are absolutely thriving. Teams such as Alabama, Tennessee, USC, number 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s, they're absolutely thriving. And middle-class teams are absolutely competitive this year compared to any other years. Well, with the Sweet 16 ever coming so fast, and these matchups are absolutely stacked in my opinion. You got some key ones such as Illinois versus Houston, Duke versus St. John, Michigan versus Alabama. My key takeaway is that this next round, the Sweet 16, will separate contenders from pretenders, and these three games are absolutely star-studded. Illinois with an elite offense versus Houston, who has the elite defense. Duke University, who have been absolutely good this whole year, and I think these are my personal favorites to win this whole national championship, versus a physical squad in St. John. Michigan versus Alabama, which has a potential to be just an absolute shootout, where these teams, when one gets a three, the other will reply, and it's going to be total back and forth games. Between these three games, I know as a person who stays in Illinois, I should go with the team. Even offense wins you games, but better defense wins you championships. And for that reason, I just got that slight edge that Houston is going to walk away with the victory against Illinois. I know it hurts my heart too. It does really hurt my heart because I want to see Illinois win, but it does hurt my heart too. Duke University versus St. John's. I say Duke University is going to win this one. No brainer, easy for me. This is a stacked, talented squad and has shown why they're the ACC champions. Michigan versus Alabama. Ooh, this game, I don't know, because both teams are good scoring teams, high scoring teams, but I got Michigan winning this one. My overall takeaways from this March Madness is that it's been an absolute classic, and this is just the beginning. The race is still wide open. But one thing I am going to say is that Duke University is going to win this March Madness. That is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. Moving on to the next segment. My favorite reality TV show, the NFL offseason, has been in full swing. And I know I have not been posting about it too as well, but there's been some absolute blockbuster moves. First and foremost, this is a time of the year where NFL teams put their money where their mouth is, where players really show you who they really are. Are you their main chick or side chick? Or they're thinking about getting a new chick? Who knows? But this is where loyalty is tested, and ownerships and as well as teams have got to decide who they be loyal to, or are they going to go out and get another chick to replace you? That's what the NFL offseason, and it's my favorite reality TV show. Where do your loyalties lie? Max Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens. Raiders get 2 first-round picks, 2026 and 2027, is what I would have said 2 weeks ago, but the Baltimore Ravens backed out. And this was an absolute smart move by the Baltimore Ravens organizations, because what they found out was that Max Crosby had an existing condition, or he had torn his meniscus earlier in the year and was playing throughout the injury, and they found out it had not fully healed. So it was one of the biggest trades, but it's not happening. But instead, they got Trey Hendricks to the Baltimore Ravens, which was an even better move for that Baltimore organization, because not only did they get to keep their first round picks, but then they get to get an elite pass rusher in Trey Hendrickson, which was an absolute move, because Trey Hendricks is just as deadly, in my opinion, as Max Crosby. And this leads me to my other point, which is Joe Burrow, for me, I think is at an absolute crossroad, because the AFC North just got even scarier than it was before, because he had to only worry about an elite pass rusher, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt, who is at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now he has to look over and he sees Trey Hendricks. And this is the guys that he's going to be seeing twice a year. So for 6 games out of the season, he is seeing the league's top 5 pass rushers in NFL history and defensive linemen. And not only is he stuck at a crossroads, but I think this year, in my opinion, and this is going to be quite seriously a hot take, especially for Cincinnati fans, because Joe Burrow, if this season does not go the way that he wanted to go, if they don't make the playoffs, or if he gets injured, you could hear serious talks about him requesting a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals and looking for a better option, because the Bengals have had a problem of protecting Joe Burrow ever since he's gotten into the league, especially behind an offensive line that has failed to protect him over recent years. And now you add Trey Hendricks to the mix. It just makes it even worse. Somebody who was in the building with Joe Burrow, knows the way he thinks, knows the way he plays, and knows the way this offensive line moves, and knows the system that's been implemented in this offensive line. How do you protect Joe Burrow? And I stand on that. And I think, for me, if this season does not go the way he wants it to go, he is going to get traded. And he is going to walk up to the front office and he is going to request a trade, because this organization has not prioritized his safety. They have decided to pay guys like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase bags, money. And you ask yourself is, okay, you can prioritize all of this, but how are you going to get these guys the ball if your quarterback is not being protected, when your quarterback is always constantly on the run? So that goes to question. Major moves have been happening in the offseason, as well as Jaden Waddle to the Denver Broncos, which is a huge move because they added just a new offensive weapon for the Denver Broncos. Another trade that happened is Justin Fields to the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. Absolute cinema. Listen, many people have given up on Justin Fields, right? He was in Chicago, he had his time. But I'm still a believer in Justin Fields, because he gets what he's never had at Chicago, which is offensive weapons. He gets actual players who can play football. And you think about it too as well. He went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? After he left Chicago. He started the season for them. They went 4-0 when he was at quarterback until Russ took over. But that showed us a glimpse of what he can do if he actually has players around him. Now think about it. He goes to an organization where he could potentially play when week 1 comes around, because Patrick Mahomes had torn his ACL. We don't know when he's going to be back, on the exact day he's going to be back. But he goes to a massive quarterback room and he gets to freely express himself. He gets to be not, because it's too early to call. He gets to be himself. He gets to show what he's really capable of, and he gets a fresh start in his chapter. And I think calling him a bust would be kind of injustice to him because we all call Sam Darnold a bust. He's a Super Bowl champion. So another player who is looking to revive his career in free agency is Kyler Murray, who moves to the Minnesota Vikings, which was an absolute move from the organization and from Kyler Murray too as well, especially of the fact that now they get a quarterback. Jets get Justin Jefferson can get a quarterback. I was not fully sold on JJ McCarthy. I'm sorry. Another one was Tua Tagovailoa, who went to Atlanta Falcons. The Miami Dolphins have moved on from Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa, Jaden Waddle. They're starting a new chapter too as well. Malik Willis to the Miami Dolphins, getting a new quarterback in, starting a new chapter in this big rebuild. And the biggest signings of this offseason was Kenneth Walker III, Super Bowl MVP, got paid. He moves to the Kansas City Chiefs to join Justin Fields there, which is going to be an absolute combo, which is a 3-year, $45 million contract. You get Trey Hendrickson, who moves to the Baltimore Ravens. You get Romeo Doubs, who goes from Green Bay to New England to add an offensive weapon, especially with Stephon Diggs getting released within this offseason and them needing a new wide receiver one. And I think for me, this was an absolute move. Teams are in a win-now moment. They are aggressive. And once one quarterback moves, another moves, which makes a whole domino effect within the league. And teams are just looking to, they win now, they're giving up their first-round picks. They want to get as much assets as they can get so that they can contend for that Lombardi in February. So some other notable trades too as well is DJ Moore going to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen gets another offensive weapon to his artillery, and that was a good move by them too as well. Thing that I would like to talk about was the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Why was this special? Because of the amount of NFL stars and NFL legends that took part in this, which included Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham Jr., and Rob Gronkowski. I know I absolutely butchered his name. Celebrities such as Logan Paul, IShowSpeed, and included some real pro flag football players too as well. And this was an absolute cinema. Well, this started way before it ever took step onto the field, and Tom Brady calling Logan Paul's profession, WWE, a, what do you call it? They say it's cute. He said it was cute. Not my words, his words, but not mine. You get what I'm saying? I'm just an innocent bystander. I'm just the guy who's doing YouTube, you know? I don't want no smoke, Tom Brady, you know? But what I'm trying to say is that this was absolutely entertaining because, I'm not gonna lie, Logan Paul looked like he held his own there for a minute. And this raised some major questions in such a sense that Logan Paul sacked Jalen Hurts, and he was trash talking Tom Brady. I mean, even within flag football, it clearly showed that there's a difference between real football and flag football because many NFL players were struggling. Joe Burrow threw a pick six, first play of the game. Imagine that. And our takeaways was that NFL players struggle with spacing, quick cuts, and pulling flags. I mean, these guys are used to real hitting, and it showed there was a difference between real football and flag football. And Team USA proved the point. They crushed NFL stars to show that their experience in flag football counts more than just pure athleticism. And celebs plus viral moments happened within this one, and this was basically a preview for LA 2028 and what was gonna happen. Thank you for each and every single one of you who watch my videos. Please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below too as well. Interact with me. I'll leave my socials down below in the description. Thank you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that post notification so you are notified whenever I upload a video. My people and them loving guidance.